We were in a car crash and our dog jumped out the window and now we're chasing after him on the beach.
Just the crash
it just happened. We just crawled out of the vehicle. A lot of preparation there. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome, Hawk v. Wolf. We're here. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Jason had a lot of preparation here.
Yeah, look, I do a lot of shows. Unlike you, all right, Bird, mate? Come in with one show. Traffic today. Somebody crashed on the 405 and it took 2 hours to go from the tits to this.
Oh, that's what.
And I'm like, that's 20 minutes.
Rick Thorne is here. He drove from LA. I got texts almost exactly the same time as from you and him. Like, traffic's crazy.
Yeah, because I speed. So whatever the
nav says.
The nav says,
yeah.
I go, well, I'll be there 20 minutes before that.
So same thing.
I'm screaming down the freeway and it's like 15, 20. And I'm like, wait, why is it going up? I'm doing 100 miles an hour. What are you talking about? And then it starts to dawn on me because I've been here before. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the tit block where you get past it and you don't see what caused it, and you're just like, I wish that I was like as famous as like Barack Obama so that I could tell everybody that drives, if someone's passing you and you're in the fast lane, fuck off.
Take a hint.
Get the fuck out of the way. Stop looking at your fucking phone. Stop making it hard for everybody to get, like, there's packages that are trying to get delivered. Somebody needs a fucking heart transplant and they might not get it because you're fucking, no, I'm blocking the fucking fast lane. Stop it. Whoever your parents are, they're pricks.
I feel like the mindset is, well, I am speeding, so I'm in the fast lane. You know what I mean? And in their eyes, like, okay, well, I'm going beyond the speed limit.
If there's no one,
I'm not defending them. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
I agree. I'm glad you brought that up because here's my rebuttal to that. Yeah, if there's nobody on the freeway and you're going 70 in the fast lane, but if many cars on the slower lane pass you, it's time for you to move over.
Yeah, agreed.
My car triggers people. It's like I could do it. I could have a documentary on the inside
because of the color.
That, and because my license plate says "Nah, mate" on the back of it. So when I slip in front of you, "Nah, mate," you know, and they're like, "Yes, mate," and I'm like, "Dude, calm down. It's okay for me to pass you. It's not gonna. You're gonna be okay."
I love how they hear it in Australian accent too.
Oh, they say it my way, and my face. You know it when you look at my face in the mirror. I just went, "Nah, mate." You got to stay back there because you drive like poopy caca and I don't.
There was one time I was meeting a couple friends downtown San Diego. We live in North County. It's a half hour to San Diego. Like, sometimes you get there even faster.
Yeah.
And I just left my house and I put on the nav, and it said, I'm pretty sure it said 2.5 hours. And I just was thinking that doesn't.
Did you look to see if it was walking? Because that's what I'll do.
No, I've seen that too.
I'm like, it must be there.
I wonder how long it would take to walk. That'd be like half a day. But
okay.
But I looked and then I go, what the hell is going on? And you could just see there's one part of the freeway that's bright red. Yeah. A plane landed on the freeway in Del Mar.
What an entitled prick. Crash your plane. We're trying to get somewhere.
Because I saw it. I think it was before I left. I saw some social media thing, Del Mar, and then finally I was like, oh. Texted my friends, we're not going downtown. It's not going to happen at all.
That's going to be pretty heavy driving down the freeway and then a plane like flies over you and lands in. That's like, wow, get the cameras out. That's exciting.
We took a boat plane, you know, with the skis. Just a plane that you can land on water.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
You know, it's old school, but we took one. We were in Sydney for a Bondi event.
This is this week?
No. This is like
time.
During one of the Bondi events, and I used to do promotions for Destination New South Wales, which was a tourism board. So that's how I always went to Bondi. They paid for my trip and all of our kids.
Yeah.
So it was like every year we went on this family vacation to Sydney. It was sick.
And then, you did the contest.
And then go to the contest because they were sponsor of the contest. But they would also set up some sort of tourist outing for us because they wanted content.
Oh, because they were going to
So it was
post
like-
a video of you and the family doing
Yeah.
stuff in Australia.
Yeah.
to
So
use as
like
publicity.
we did the bridge walk. We went over the
Yeah,
Sydney
yeah,
Bridge,
yeah.
Sydney Harbor Bridge.
You've done more shit than I have in my own country.
We went to the sand dunes that are I'm not really even sure where they are. They're,
Northern Territory.
Yeah, Northern Territory, but it's still New South Wales.
Oh.
So we went. Is that Northern
inland.
Territory? No. I don't.
Dude, Australia is basically like it's as big as America in landmass, might actually be bigger, but people just live on this outside bit.
Right.
Like the whole center
Right.
is empty.
But this is relatively close to Sydney. I think we took a helicopter, so it might have been a little ways away. But
You'd be surprised what those things can get to.
but so we got to do that. We went sandboarding one year.
Yeah.
For their photos.
Did it
But so
actually work? Because sandboarding usually sucks for
you
me.
can't really turn.
Yeah.
You're
that's-
just down.
You just bomb.
Yeah. You
Okay,
just
good.
bomb it. And,
Same. I did that.
yeah. And then
You're like, okay.
and then you slam at high speed and you just have sand everywhere.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
There was a place that went to the water, and if you could make it to the water, you were hot shit.
We had no water.
Yeah. All I did was slam. I never got to the water.
Oh, I think the underlying catalyst for that trip was they wanted us to see some Aboriginal art and culture that was in that area. So we went and did the
cool.
soundboarding thing, and then we went and did like a
That's
culture
cool.
thing. Yeah, it was cool. But what I was bringing up is we went on one of those planes, the water planes,
Yeah.
to Newcastle.
Yeah.
To ride the bull there, and I got to surf with Mark Richards, which was ridiculous.
Okay.
Like I used to
Just
have,
one-on-one.
dude. I used to have an MR surfboard as a kid.
And he went out with you.
Yeah, because they said, hey, do you want to? Because he got his kids skate a little bit.
Yeah.
So he said, you want to meet Tony at the skate park, and then you guys go across the street and go surf.
Yeah. And you were like, yeah, I want to do
yeah,
that.
yes, please, thanks. I mean, that's what they presented to him.
And he was like,
And
yeah, I would love to.
And they're like, yeah, do you want to take Tony Hawk surfing? I'm like, yeah, I'm a little out of my element, but okay, sure.
yeah.
It was amazing. So when we took the plane back, we landed in Sydney Harbor.
Oh, you bastards.
And you're just,
it's packed in there.
it's packed with boats.
Yeah.
There's no designated landing area.
Yeah, how do they work that?
They
Like
just
if
do it.
If a boat goes near the plane, does the plane have to like pull
They
up?
just do it. So this guy, he's used to seeing, like the pilots are so used to it. They know where the boats, the directions they're going, and they just look for an empty space. I'll never forget. Look, I was like, we're going to land. All right.
Yeah.
We're cool. Sure.
It is a cool area. Like when people ask me which is better, when I lived there, obviously I said Melbourne, and I just felt like Melbourne to me was in comparison to East Coast, West Coast here, like the city, they're both awesome, but Melbourne's more less glamour, more reality based. That's how we perceived ourselves.
Sure, yeah.
Even though there was parts of Sydney that I went to and I was like, I'm the poser here. Like for sure I'm the poser. I got like silver pants on and Adam Luxford is just covered in dirt. And I'm like, I'm the uppity dickhead in this session. So it wasn't always that way, but the harbor was, you can't deny it. It's so beautiful and so amazing, like city, and then just this giant ocean and opera house and bridges.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing for the outback. And then some of these people's houses that they just live off the
ones,
side of this
the ones
thing.
on the harbor.
The harbor, like people, if you ever,
those are like record-breaking real estate numbers.
like I feel like it's the richest people in the world own those houses.
Yeah,
It's not the
yes.
richest people in Sydney.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
Yep.
and I'm like, what is that house? Is that $100 million? Like,
exactly.
how much? Because I feel like if you don't buy it, I'll buy it. Like if I had $100 million, I'd be like, hey, I'll give you $100 million for that because no one else.
For the times when I come to Sydney.
Because that's what the kind of money you got. I want to say real quick, I know you're going to talk about it, but I fucking watched you skate today, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was watching you and I'm like, starting from the bottom has got to be so fucking annoying.
It sucks.
And we're here. And I know you know that I don't. I'm like, look, I could skate better than you right now. How's that feel? I know I don't think that, but I know. But I was still like, he's starting at the bottom, and every time you fall off, I can see you sitting there thinking about your leg and how long it's gonna take. And I'm like, I feel bad being here. I'm not saying I'm leaving. I'm just saying a little part of me feels we're all up here with 2 full legs and you're down there with your 1.5 legs. And it's like, I feel a little bad. Then I watch your brain, and then he starts doing this, attempting a lean tail slide. He'd been talking about it for a while, to the point where I was like, wow, that's a trick. At one point I was going to do it and send it to you, and I was like, no, that's actually like a fuck you to him if you did that. So don't do that, because I was going to try and be cute and be like, hey, this is what you want to do, right? And I was like, no, that he doesn't want to see that. Trust me, he doesn't.
I mean, I would take it in good humor. It'd be all right.
But you're still part of it. He fucking fuck you. But anyway, today I watch him try this thing where it involves he's back in a tail slide, which means you're dropping in, not just dropping in, you're dropping in from a tail slide and you're not dropping in. So I was like, fuck, that's a big bite. And I'm like, you're just posing that to get the feeling, right? And then I don't know which one it was, but I was like, oh no, we're doing this right now. Yeah. And then the one you dropped in, I got it, dude.
Oh, you did?
I only recorded one the one you made because I saw it in your fucking face. I was like, oh, here it goes. Here it fucking goes. And then sure enough.
I was trying to get like a safety in numbers thing where Colin's here skating, Bucky's here skating, and they're both trying tricks. And I said to both of them, like, okay, you make yours and I'll make mine. And then they both bailed. And I was like, I'm still doing it. Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was super pumped because I was like, he got the eye of the tiger. Like the kick turn, I was like, oh, we're not bail. If that one slides, he's coming in. And it looks solid. It looks solid.
Yeah, you can see that I'm hesitant on the way down. I think the issue is because I did that one slam when I dropped in, I have a really hard time committing to my front leg as I'm going down.
Fair.
And so you can see on that lean tail slide, as I'm going down, you can see me sort of shift to the back foot again.
Yeah.
But that honestly, that's the first trick that I always do when I warm up.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So I feel like that sets my baseline for skating, and not being able to do that for the last few months has been, sort of unspoken, really, really difficult for me.
Yeah, I could tell.
And so I feel like if I can just do that, then I have something to build from.
Yep.
And rock fakie, scratch or grind, sure, but that's not real skating.
Right, but you did a tail slide, which means in theory you can drop in now.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
So I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like you could be on the deck, and I feel like being on the deck would make your sessions so much more enjoyable.
I think what it is that I come here to skate, and I've only been coming about once a week, and after about 4 or 5 runs, I feel my legs start to buckle, and I can't have that happen dropping in.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Yes. So I'm just playing it safe, but pumping up the ramp sucks.
Dude, if I had to pump up if I couldn't drop in here, I would have left earlier. Like, I feel like that's so tiring.
And I can't. Well, the other thing is I can't run up as high as I used to.
Right, you have to start from the lowest.
So I start so low that it's like
I shouldn't be laughing, but
I should just have someone push me.
Yeah, some device like a slingshot or something. just a little slingshot device just for you.
Get back to the top. Get your slingshot
just for the next month, and then fucking ace the slingshot.
I'm gonna work on that. I feel like next time I come here, I'm gonna start dropping in again, like just getting speed.
All right.
Because my leg's not giving out completely. It just wobbles.
Right. You can muscle it.
I can muscle it. Yeah. Right. Before it would just be like, nope, nah, mate.
Yeah.
Nah, mate.
I skated here yesterday, and again, very wobbly, and took a couple of diggers and got frustrated. And then thanks to Colin and those guys, like, hey man, like, pull back a little bit. You just got back. And I'm like, hey, I know you're right. I just jump into things like that. So then I calmed down a little bit and things worked out, but I had not done a hand plant since I got knocked out.
I saw it. Yeah. Oh, talk about that. I got that on video.
Oh, you did? So I did one yesterday and no one filmed it because I was like, I'm not even going to make it. And then that one was like, come on, man, you can muscle one. It was still shit, but I was like, I felt my foot come off a little bit and I was like, I still see the landing, which recalling when I did those other hand plants when I got knocked out, I could not see the landing.
Yeah.
So as bad as I feel, I remember how much worse it was not so long ago. And I'm like, you're okay. At least I can clearly see the whole area of where I'm landing on my skateboard, and I even saw my foot.
Yeah, and keeping it straight.
I didn't see any of that.
Yep.
3 months ago, so I feel good about
Eggplant
that.
was very Lance.
Yeah, I've been working on. Yesterday, I worked on those to the point where I started standing on my hand, and I was like, "That's it. That's what you used to do."
Indie to egg.
Instead of like, "Yeah," I feel like I was just sort of going, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I got to take little things,
Right.
man.
Dude, you're telling me.
I know. We're both. I know.
I did a backside pivot on the 5-foot quarter pipe today, and I thought that was going to be my takeaway win of the day.
Oh, just over there secretly.
Yeah.
We didn't even know you were doing
Yeah, I went
that.
over there and I was like, maybe I could do it. Because I can do scratcher grinds, but to get up on a pivot is a little dicey just because if my truck slips off, I don't know if I'm going to.
Can't get out.
Yeah, I'm like, it's going to hurt. And so I did that once, and then I went and tried to kind of feel what a backsmith would feel like to drop the rail. And then I went to the ramp. The problem was, so I went to the ramp thinking, okay, I'm going to do a backsmith. Like that's what I'm going to get today. Because I can do those. Like, I know I got the muscle memory.
Yeah.
You know, I used to just do them anytime, no problem. But the tricky part for me is I cannot get speed out of a frontside kick turn for whatever reason, for however this is working. So I go out of a frontside kick turn and I'm struggling to get the top.
Right.
And so I'm trying to throw my board up above me, and that's bad news. That's when you hang up. So then I try to do a tail slide because I can get speed from a backside kick turn. I'm talking about which kick turns give me speed. That's where we're at right now. But that's it. So out of a backside kick turn, I can get enough speed to get up to the top.
Right.
I feel like I could do like a lip slide if I got the right pump, but another day.
Yeah, I agree. Hey everybody, Father's Day's around the corner, and Manscaped they've been here the whole time. But now, if you had a dad, well, let's just say you're a dad. Because if you're a dad, what are the odds they buy it for you anyway? Just buy it for yourself. You're a dad. You're a big boy. You can do it. Manscaped has all the tools, even to the point of like shaving making your balls hairless. You know, like I trim my toes, I trim my beard. Sometimes I just shave just the side. I know people can't tell because I'm pretty bald, but just the side bit I'll trim. Nose hairs. Sometimes my butt hair, I don't really want to have no hair, but I want to trim it a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I need no hair at all right now. And Manscaped, every time. That's what I use, and that's why I have the hair that I want from head to toe. 20% off, free shipping with the code HawkWolf at manscaped.com. That's 25% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code HawkWolf. Shake what your mama gave you? Nah, shake what your daddy gave you. Oh, man. Go to Manscaped. Nebia by Quattro. No, Moem Quattro. I got it, you guys. They sent me one. It's a shower head. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis for Hawk versus Wolf. I should probably say that too. But seriously, it's a tremendous shower. It's got 4 different acciones things on it. Click, 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 click. And you get the water comes out in a sophisticated, expensive hotel room manner. And you're saving like almost half your water by using this shower head. So now you're actually like a smart person that's saving money, and it works real good. Oh, and it's not very expensive, and it's super easy to install. You could do it yourself. So do you want a cool shower, and do you want to get a deal? Do you want to get a discount and save money? This is pretty stupid. And do you want to help out the show? This is pretty easy. Sorry, I'm getting aggressive. Nebia by Moem Quattro starts at just $119 exclusively on Nebia.com, and Nebia gives a special discount to just our community. Go to Nebia.com/wolf, use the code WOLF at checkout and get 10% off all Nebia products. All Nebia products. Nebia rarely does deals like this, so this is a great deal to jump on. Go to Nebia.com/wolf. That's NEBIA.com/wolf to check out what they have to offer and save 10% and use code WOLF. Plenty of time for that one. I want to do that too.
Lip slide? I saw
Yeah.
Cab doing one the other day.
Yeah, dude, he's looking way. Him and Mike McGill look way better. Like, it made me realize that I might have triggered some fools to come here because all
I was
the guys.
really surprised to see McGill because McGill had been on hiatus. I know he's been hurt, but it felt like he wasn't going to come back to the Vern ramp.
Right, and not in this fashion where he's doing backstairs. He's launching backstairs.
Sick.
Yeah, he's back-to-back backstairs,
Yeah.
frontstairs. I saw him a couple months ago falling off on kick turns.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God, man, I thought I was having a bad day. He just fell off on a kick turn, and now he's blasting backstairs, and Cab's doing like 45-second rides where I'm like, dude, you've got it back. Like,
Here we go. See,
Yeah,
they got to bring
Colin-
the Bondi event back. All the legends coming back. Let's go.
I
No,
never
don't
got
want
to
skate
go to
concrete.
that.
I'm just kidding. What's that?
I never
What?
got to.
You never went?
Nah. Oh,
It was really cool. It was just a celebration of
It looked awesome.
skate history and eras, and people would do stuff in their runs that you didn't even see them try and practice. Like they just get so hyped.
Pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
Sluggo did a backflip, and that was back when he did a couple on a vert ramp, and he did it in that pool.
Of
I'm
course.
like, dang,
Yeah.
there was some pressure that day, huh?
So sick. It was so fun. So I went to Sydney for a speaking gig of all things.
The other day.
The other day, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be a week after
Oh,
too,
yeah.
but
how long were you there for?
I was there for 2 nights. It was
That's so weird.
hard
sleep?
staying awake.
In the right time?
Kinda. Well, I'll tell you what, here's what happened. When you go, you fly from LA, you leave at 10 p.m., you arrive at 6 a.m., but it's a whatever, 14-hour flight, something
Yeah.
like that. Right? So you get there in the morning and then you're just like, woo, here we go. So Kevin and I managed to stay up until like 7 or 8 o'clock.
It's good effort.
And then we stayed up till 8 o'clock, and then we were just like, all right, that's it. We can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Both of us woke up in the middle of the night. I mean, he's in his room. I'm texting him like, are you up? He's like, yeah, dude, my coffee machine doesn't work at like 4 a.m.
Who's trying to have coffee at 4 a.m.?
We're up.
Okay.
So I went back to sleep, and then I texted him at 6, and I was like, are you still awake? He's like, yeah. I go,
He's been up the whole time.
I go, let's go check out the new skate park here, because there's
Yeah.
a new skate park in Sydney. I mean, it's within the last couple of years
Okay.
at Sydney Park, which is downtown. And Corbin told me that's the best park in Sydney right now. So I was like, let's just go check it out. No one will be there, like, because I don't want to go cause a scene or whatever. I doubt I was even going to skate. I just wanted to see it. And it is so sick, this park. So we roll up, it's like 7:30. When we finally get there, we roll up. There's one dude skating the mini bowl. He's almost our age. He's probably like early 40s.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And he's trying to learn axle stalls. And we walk up and he's like, hi,
Yeah.
how's it going? And Kevin's like, yeah, I'd love to see the old dudes here in the morning. Like, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to learn axle stalls before work. And so we gave him a
love
couple
that
tips.
guy so much.
We
I
gave him a
don't know
couple
that.
tips, and
Yeah.
then he made it 50-50.
That's a sweet day at work
It was
where he
pretty
goes,
sick.
I've learned 50-50s today because Tony Hawk and Kevin Staub helped me.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we skated that, like I got a little scratcher grind in the deep end. So there's a whole flow bowl section, there's a street area, and then there's this insane, like park course. I guess that's what we're calling them now, right? It's a bowl with a shallow end and a spine and stuff going around it, but
Yeah.
it's really well made. I mean,
Okay.
it's one of the best parks I've seen.
Oh, shit.
So
Is there a vert bowl in there?
yeah,
A vert ramp?
no,
Just all concrete.
all concrete, but the deep end is square, and it's at least 11 feet.
Okay. Is it
Pretty proper.
Dangerous? Like, is it
How?
like,
Like you're gonna hang up?
nah, like, is it rough?
No,
It's perfect.
super smooth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coping grinds. Like this is the new age of skate parks.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's like easy to skate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not usual concrete
Yeah.
to me.
So that was super cool. And then
You didn't bring a board though, right?
I brought my board, yeah,
Okay.
but because I had to shoot. I was shooting this. I did this social media promo thing for a video game. So I was shooting that because I needed a skate park in the background.
Okay.
And then we thought, oh, we'll go there. There's no one there. and we shot it. And then, so dumb, I forgot to say one of the lines. So then we went back the next day, and the next day we're on our way to the airport. So we go there at 7 a.m. It just got light out. There are 4 kids getting ready to skate the bowl. And then there are probably like 4 or 5 others on the street. It's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It was pretty
I
amazing.
would like to go back.
What's that?
I would like to go back.
Oh, yeah, you got to go back.
Yeah. It's weird. My kids don't want to go, and now they do.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't.
But you would just go to Melbourne.
I was gonna, yeah. I would do. I don't feel like there's gonna be time. I feel like a week is really the most I can do. So it's. I know Corbin was like, man, I've done that. A week is pretty tough, and I was like, yeah, but I mean, it's that or never see my
Right.
relatives ever again.
Right.
I mean, they're fucking 70 and shit. They're not gonna be here that much longer.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's starting to sound like an older person. And I don't even know that person, you know? I'm like, man, I guess
When's the last time you saw her?
like 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah, you
Something
better
like-
go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But my mum and I have always been cool.
Right.
Maybe cooler now than ever, which is another reason. And I'm different. Like, my mum used to annoy me. You know, like I'm like, oh God, worst conversation ever. And now I'm just like,
Right.
I'm past like whether you're talking about cool shit or not. You know what I mean? Like no one's talking about skateboarding. I'm out of here. But now I'm like, that's not really the way to go about it. And I would just like to hang out and hear what you're into, Mum. Like I think she'd be happy with what I've become. And I'm like, I should hang out with her. And it's like, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But my mum's different. My mum would want to see me. Everybody else would just want to see my kids. So if I go there without them,
Right.
they could be like, why are you even here? And I will find that to be insulting. I will.
That's tricky, man.
I called my stepmom and said, because we have a house that I built in the snow, and I was asking about how much it cost to buy a house up in the mountains, because obviously I didn't want to take their house that is my house, but I don't want to take it because now my brother's kids, it's theirs now. They go for the weekend and stuff. So I'm not taking their house. So I asked her, like, how much is a house out there? And she's like, why? I was like, because I might buy one. And she was like, and do what? I was like, live in it. She's like, you'll live in the mountains. Nice. Like, it just started laughing at me. And I'm like, why could I not live in the mountains? She's like, what are you going to do? I'm like,
Because you can't skate? Is that what her angle is?
oh, because I can't go out to nightclubs and shit. She thinks I'm still that guy.
Oh, I see.
Where I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the nightlife. Like, she's like, oh, you'll get sick of it. A couple of weeks, you'll be coming down. I'm like, coming. Okay, so I'll drive down for 3 hours. Like, it's not, I don't live on Mars. Like, it's just I'll be alone with Katie. So it's not even alone. Like, grow weed and hunt and live my fucking bush life that I've always had planned.
Bush life.
I just always thought Jeremiah Johnson was the coolest dude ever, and I just always figured that in the end, you would go live in the bush and, you know, be a bushman. Like,
That's like in the US, you end up living in Florida.
yeah, which doesn't interest me at all.
No.
Yeah, like I want to live by myself and wear like a bear's head almost the whole year. You know what I mean? Like, and no one ever says anything.
Would you go hunting?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would live off the land.
Yeah, right.
See, now you sound like my stepmom. Okay, every now and then.
Okay, you're taking it to a certain extent, but I don't know about actually hunting for your own food.
Oh, I would do that. I would definitely
would?
do that. Yeah, but I would also still go to the city and get dinner.
Okay.
I wouldn't be like, that's it.
You'd walk the line.
Yeah, I feel like
All
every
right.
now and then Katie would want to go to dinner and I'd take her.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, we have our daily routine that makes food and stuff happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
get it.
I just thought it was so funny how her opinion was, she wasn't trying to be mean. She was just like, that's insane. And I was like, we should hang out because you probably like the new Jason because I wouldn't mind hanging out and not doing stuff.
Right.
I used to like really push them to be like, you guys are so fucking boring. You know what I mean? You don't fucking go skate ever. And they're like, what are you talking about? And now
You were just going.
yeah, I wanted to go do stuff. Go to America, fucking do,
Yeah.
let's go, baby. Let's take it all on. And then there's a time where, I mean, if it gets to the point where everybody takes over and it's just like gay is banned or something, I'm not living here. I'm not going to be an illegal citizen because I'm of my
You're
sexuality.
talking about here.
Yeah. Like if it flips and just turns into a giant Texas, I'm not living here.
Right.
You can't do this, you can't do that. I'd be like, okay, well, that's my cue.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing me, man. I'm flexing it all the way to the end. Hard. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Might even get even gayer in the fucking late 60s, 80s. Like I might just be like straight up gay. No one's gonna stop me.
You're going gay wild.
I might live in the bush with a bunch of dudes.
Okay. It has been weird, and I know what you mean, how you've settled down, and I feel like I've always been just forced to be more idle because of my leg.
Yeah.
But there has been times where I have so much downtime that I'm just like, what am I doing?
Is that hard for you?
It's super hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find myself just like scrolling dumb stuff on my phone and just, you know what I mean? Like I need to do something more productive, but at the same time, like I need to learn to live in that sort of idle space.
Yeah.
Because that's been super hard. In fact, when I was in Sydney, I was like, what would I do right now? I would go skate.
All right.
That's what I would be doing with my time. You know, even though that's not what I'm here for, and that's not what I'm getting paid for necessarily. I would just go rogue and do it. And that I don't have that option. And, you know, the thought of it is super daunting, and that sucks. So for the last week, I've felt like I kind of hit a wall with my progression with my leg.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been able to skate very much. When I do skate, it doesn't feel like I'm making great progress. Mm-hmm. And then, so it's been super hard for me. That's what the story, moral story is. So it's super hard for me for the last week at least, because I just feel like I'm kind of stuck. I'm doing my work, and I'm definitely can't keep moving. Like I'm flying to Nashville tomorrow, and then Des Moines the next day, and I'm doing other gigs and charity events and stuff.
Talking again,
and then in Nashville, that's the start of the Gumball Rally, and they're going to do a big auction for a fundraiser for foundation. Yeah. So I'm not in the Gumball Rally, but I'm going to go for the gala the first night.
That's the best way to do it.
Best way to do it, yeah. And then they're going to auction off the board that I broke my leg on.
Oh, okay. You're going to let that go?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
Good. Yeah, you don't need
and
that
my cane.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There's some closure there for me.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you, like, I'm still doing all these things, but it's still like it felt. I don't know. It's like, to me, it felt almost disingenuous. Like I'm doing this stuff and I'm not that passionate about it because I can't skate.
Yeah.
And I know I'm gonna have to make that acceptance at some point.
Yeah, because do you think
come to terms with that for sure? But I'm saying that because today I came here and I was still feeling like, oh, it's still the same. And then I did lean tail slide, and now I feel a hell of a lot better about the future. So that's where I'm at.
Do you, because of this injury and your downtime, do you worry about? Is it making you worry about when you get older?
Not really.
Like, what do you think you'll do when you're older?
Oh, when I'm older, and I feel like I would commit to something else to learn. Like I want to learn violin again. I feel like I would commit to learning that again.
Yeah.
But now I'm in this sort of gray zone of, I'm in this sort of limbo of there's still this potential that I can skate. Yeah. And so I want to chip away at that.
Yeah. You should.
So I don't want to commit to something else entirely.
Yeah, you should not.
So it's a weird, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm in this weird space, and I probably should just take up something else in addition to, but I feel like I'm giving up if I go do something else.
Is there something else you could do that while you're doing it, it actually also helps benefit your skateboarding in later on?
I feel like I could surf more, but I don't think I'm ready to really commit to like a decent wave right now.
Yeah, like if you get ragdolled, is that going to hurt your fucking leg?
It could, yeah, for sure.
I would feel like that would be fucked. I
I
wouldn't
know.
do that.
It sucks because I never used to have time to surf.
Right.
And now I do have time to surf, and I'm like, ugh.
What about wakeboarding?
Oh, no way. Oh, my God. That gives me the shivers.
Oh, okay. Worse on your leg?
Oh, just holding on. Yeah, that'd be hard.
Okay. Soccer. I'm just talking about it would make you a better skateboarder.
What, soccer would?
Yeah. Because hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
All the drills. I'm not saying start playing professional soccer. I'm saying if you had a soccer coach and you did all the drills that they do.
Yeah, I guess
Hey,
so.
keep laughing, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, I can't. Okay, this is funny. So we took our dog down to the beach yesterday.
Yeah.
And Kathy just had a procedure that she can't really move right now.
What happened?
She's okay. It's all right. It was preventative. It's all right.
Okay.
Like things are good. I don't want to get into that so
Okay.
much. But she can't really move quickly. And our dog got super excited and just took off.
And you both can't move.
And so she's trying to go, and then I'm fully limp running my way across the sand.
Yeah.
We looked ridiculous.
The mangles. Just two mangled
And I
people.
finally figured out, like, once she got into a little cove area, there's this rock formation. I can get around her and get ahead of her, but she doesn't know I'm ahead of her.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then she turns around and we get her back to where we need her to be. But I'll never forget, like, looking at us chasing down, and I was like, what are people thinking right now?
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to you two? And did it happen? How did it happen at the same time?
At the same time, yeah.
Like it looks like you were both recently in a car crash of sorts.
Yeah, that was it.
And
That's it. We were in a car crash, and our dog jumped out the window, and now we're chasing after him on the beach.
Just the crash.
Yeah, it just happened. We just crawled out of the vehicle.
That is a believable story. If I saw you two running like that, I'd be like,
yeah.
man, these guys need help. Do they know that they're injured?
Yeah, it's most likely that I'm bleeding for some other reason anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we need to get an ambulance to these two immediately. That's fucking awesome. I feel like I told you people thought that when I was at the mall after the stem cells. They were like, do you need an ambulance? I'm like, no.
So
Are
I
you
saw
sure?
Andy was just there.
Yeah, is
But
he back?
doesn't. I don't
Still
know,
there,
but,
right?
but it doesn't. Everything he's posting, he's up and about. Did he have some? He must not have had it in every single joint like you or something.
Has he had the surgery yet? The procedure?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's his back, isn't it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because I was there with a professional football player and he had his back injected and he was moving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it just seemed like if you get it in the joints just don't work for a day. So I think if you get your ankle done, you're fine. But I think if you get both knees and both ankles, it's like you needed a couple of those muscles that they took away to walk.
So do you feel like the inflammation has receded and now you're fine, or do you have to build up your muscles again?
Man, you know what? Because I have been kind of wobbly. I've only skated 3 times, but it's been a bit of a struggle. I've been a little bit off balance, and I wasn't sure what that was, but it might be that. So to me, all I've really felt is my right knee was the worst one before I went to Colombia, and when I knee slide now, often I will just knee slide and not flick to my ass and wear my pants out like I usually do.
Yeah.
And that's not a choice. I usually just flick that because I feel the pain and I don't want to stay on the weight on it. But now I can stay on it. So I do knee slides now, and I didn't tell myself to. I'm like, hey, you just did a knee slide. You didn't do that.
Involuntary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's halfway there. But yesterday I slammed on my bad wrist and like re-hurt. It's all puffy. My finger's puffy. There's like a bump here. So that was not cool. I don't think that helped my wrist heal at
Right.
all. But I don't know.
But it didn't set you backwards.
Well, it's just my hand is not working as good as it was yesterday,
No. Well, that's not good.
but it still grabs things.
I was gonna say you didn't eggplant grabbing in there.
Yeah,
so-
because I've got power in these two. It's these other two that have gone a little iffy,
I see.
so I can still get a muscle of him in a good pinch. It's you out of anybody, you're the guy that told me like things start to go wrong and you just adjust to the thing that doesn't work as well.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. And I'm just, I know that it's in there and I know that it's getting stronger and I'm just excited to have a real go at it. Like this body will do a year of skating more than once a week. I plan on doing like 2 or 3 a week just to see if I can really get that feeling back. Because I know that
rhythm.
It comes and goes, but it mainly is getting better and I'm getting safer. Even when I'm wobbly, at least I know what's wobbling and I'm like, oh shit, get off. I think for the first 3 months, I was like, it's A-okay. And then boom. And I'm like, oh wow, you're dangerous. Like you don't know when it's wrong. At least now I'm catching it.
I'm trying to gauge that myself where I'm like, am I really pushing this to something I don't have control over?
I mean, a little bit.
But I feel like I feel like I've learned my limits as I go.
Yeah. Dude, that slam.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Well, I'll say it, but that slam where you dropped in and it didn't work, I told Kevin, I go, dude, it was a really hard slam.
Yeah.
And he got up and then he dropped in after that the same day. That was a slam where if I'd have been there, I'd be like, oh no, you fucking re-hurt your leg, but you didn't.
Right.
So, and that was if I did that one today, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I'll stop.
Yeah.
And you were fine.
Yeah. Well, that was a special exception because the mission that day was to drop in because it was my birthday. And yes, I was pushing a little hard, but it was just more like, that's the goal. If it had just been a random day, I probably would have not tried again.
How sore were you the next day from that slam?
I was pretty sore.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah.
It was a fucking good one.
Yeah. No, it was sore. Like the kind of sore where you feel sick. You know what I mean? Where you kind of feel like you have the flu.
Today. When I was
Isn't
driving.
that strange? Like your body is so worn down from a slam that you actually feel like you have an illness.
Yeah, I've been nauseous all day.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something for you. Cool.
Okay, what is this?
It's the Jason Ellis Show's signature hot sauce, butt uppercut.
Butt uppercut?
Yeah. We've got a hot sauce.
Sick.
Yeah.
When did this start?
Pretty recently.
Somebody. Plug? Am I doing a plug right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I won't say where you can get it then.
No, go ahead. I don't care.
I just thought it was cool that we had a hot sauce.
Did you were you involved in the process?
Well, I've got a friend, Jason Ellis Show fan who just started making hot sauce right when we were talking about it and people were like, dude, please make a hot sauce. And I was like, I don't know anything about hot sauce. And then this guy, Chris, calls me and goes, dude, I just started making hot sauce. And I go, okay, well, do you have an original? He's like, I've got a couple of flavors that aren't out yet. I'll send you them and you pick the one you like.
I see. Okay.
So I pretty much just picked the one that I liked.
Right.
But we were going to do, because we did it on
one flavor.
Yeah. We did it on the Jason Ellis Show and people were like, make an extra spicy one.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the names, if you don't know the names of the real spicy hot sauces, they're usually like something to do with your butt exploding.
Yeah.
So we were joking about it, and then we were like, butt uppercut, and then if we make a real spicy one, it'll be butt uppercut with poo. And of course, because it's the Jason Ellis Show, everyone's like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll buy the one with poo. So here we are.
So you're going to do a
With poo is coming soon, yes.
V 2.0?
Yeah, and then I'm going to do...
It's pretty hot. It's habanero.
It sold so well that they were like, do you want to do a Jason Ellis one? I'm like, yeah.
I just ordered food for us and we got wraps, so
boom.
Let's get it.
It's not bad, right?
No, it's good, yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody wants...
sweet, too. It's not like...
It's mango.
Not sweet. Oh, that's it. It's mango and habanero?
Yep. And then some other stuff, but it's all natural.
Be a chef.
You should. What about that?
No, I know the patience. What?
What about that? Your next thing is Chef Tony Hawk at restaurant.
No, my daughter has been getting heavily into cooking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean she makes you food?
Yeah.
I would.
She makes us dinners.
When my daughter, if she makes me like, she's like a hot pocket kind of person.
Oh yeah.
Anything she makes, I'm like, please make me some. It's just so cool to know that you made it.
Yeah. The tricky part is she wants everyone to participate, and the boys are always just doing their own thing, and so she's like, "Well, are they going to be here for dinner?" I'm like,
Get used to it.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Make them something. They'll eat it.
Yeah.
They're going to eat it
If
when they come
here.
home.
Yeah.
And they'll eat it later too, but don't set your heart on all of us sitting down to a family meal, because those are few.
Wait, she can make a whole meal for all of you.
She'll make it. She's made it for 4 of us. Yeah.
Serves it?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Presentation.
Oh, come on.
Teriyaki salmon. She made us wraps with like chicken and bacon and avocado.
Oh, she can cook.
She's going for it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
My daughter has a nail company. She just did my nails, and I was like, do my nails and I'll post it, and then you get.
Wait, what do you mean company?
She has a nail, like you can book her and she'll do your nails.
She's doing them. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
thought you
she
meant
doesn't have
she's making nails.
Nah, she doesn't have she works from my house.
Got it.
So if you hire her, you get to go to my house too. I don't know.
Be careful.
I bought her a new. She's gonna laugh at me. She doesn't listen to this. The heat lamp you put your nails in to heat up.
Yeah.
I bought her that and dropped it off at her house the other day, and I was like, she's like, "You're just gonna get that?" Like, his mum was gonna go Harvey's with me, and I'm like, "I'll get it. Don't even worry about it." And she's like, "Oh, what do you want me to do?" And I was like, give me some news for my solo show." So she's like, "What kind of news would you want?" I'm like, "Put it this way. Last news I had was a lizard got his head stuck in a SpongeBob toy. That's the kind of news I'm looking for." And then she sent me a bunch of news that was super stupid, and I was like,
So she's like your meme.
She works for the
researcher.
show. Yeah, she works for the show now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and in exchange, I bought her a nail.
Give me some news.
Yeah. I'm like, what, dude? That's the easiest gig ever. Work for me. Like, I know dads probably do that. You know, I'm like, go out, get your own thing. But I'm also like, if things get weird,
Right.
work on my show. Like, be in broadcasting. Learn how to use the computer, and you got yourself a job.
Keegan's been getting into video production, and so he's doing some intern stuff with the guys here.
Sweet.
Just to learn the ropes.
This is a sweet place to learn the ropes.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is critical when it comes to that stuff. Like all sports, all genres of life, you get to video editing, skateboarding holds its own. Like,
and it poses its own challenges for sure. Like, how do you blend stuff together and motion and things? I learned a lot from Stacy. Like, I used to grill Stacy when I started doing video editing.
Were you like Lance and you were thinking that you were going to do his job after
I thought that that's a good question. Kind of, but I thought that I would be doing, like, I started Birdhouse, and I was doing the videos.
Did you ask Stacy for help when you started Birdhouse?
Yes, after our first video came out. Actually, I have a funny story about that.
Go ahead.
So, he's in LA. He was in Hollywood at the time.
Yeah. And
he had a video editing room, because I knew about it because we were doing PAL videos and stuff, you know. And his was kind of state of the art. Like, it had video effects and stuff, but it was on a Mac. And I had done one of our Birdhouse videos. I think it was this first or second video. The second video I did it at home, and I did it on Super VHS decks, but through a video toaster, because I had this.
What's a video toaster?
Video toaster was one of the first home video effects machines, but it was running on a computer, so I could run video through the computer and then do wipes and stuff like that.
Oh,
the problem with that is that I didn't have the capability to keep the video on the computer, so I had to run it from 2 different videotape machines, and then it would do the wipe or the fade from one to the other, and then output onto Super VHS. What I'm saying is the output.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, but the output is just so shitty because it's VHS. We shot the video on high 8, dump it to a VHS tape with all the clips we want, and then there's 2 VHS tapes, and then we're going to another VHS tape. So it was just generation after generation.
Quality gets worse and
Quality
worse.
gets worse. And then I finally had the master, and Jeremy Klein sends me his part, but he's got a different format. So I have to go to another generation. So by the time I get the master video for, I think it was the second video of, was it Ravers? It looked so bad. And I was just like, oh man, this is it. This is all we got. You know, it's like, this is what we did. So I drove it. I'm living in Fallbrook, which is North San Diego. This will all make sense to you. I'm living in Fallbrook. I get what is now our master copy that is just
dog shit.
So much loss of generation of quality. And I drive it to San Diego and El Cajon, which is like as far from the opposite ends of San Diego, right? I drive it to them, and they call me as I got home, and he's like, "Hey, we're doing this." So when you used to go to duplication centers. This is how we used to make VHS tapes. You go to a duplication center, you get your master video, right? They put it in one machine, and then there are 100 VHS decks in the room, and then he hits record on all of them. And then that's 100 copies.
Wow.
Like, that's how we used to make Birdhouse videos. That's how we used to make VHS videos.
Does that ruin the quality as well?
No, because they put it on not as much as mine, because they'll put it on like a beta tape. They'll put on something that holds as much resolution as you have on there. Nothing was digital, so it's all analog, whatever. But that was the best thing they could do. So when it went to their tape, there was not much loss.
Okay.
But the guy calls me and he says, "Look, some parts of this video just go white because the quality is so bad that it just flashes white on the screen.
You can't use that."
And I was like, "Well, how much of it?" He goes, "There's a few spots."
Oh.
And so then I drive back down there and I see what he's talking about, and I'm like, I got to fix this.
You can't use it.
I got to fix this. So I go back home and I get all of the tapes that are one generation before what I did with Jeremy's tape and everything. And before all the stuff that I did with the wipes and stuff, I have all those tapes. I'm like, I got to just redo the video from that generation, right?
Yeah.
So I call Stacy and I go, "Stacy, do you think you could help me put this video?" He goes, "Oh yeah, man, I'm working on something," because he would freelance as an editor for other projects in his house.
Okay.
To make money too, because everything was, this is 93.
Yeah.
So we're all just trying to make ends meet.
All right.
So he's like, "If you want to come up here, I'm working on some project, but it'll probably be done by the time you get there." So then I drive to Hollywood from Fallbrook.
Yeah.
Hours, right? Like 3 hours at least.
Yeah.
And then I get to his house and they're clearly not finished with this thing they're working on.
Yeah.
And they're doing a skydiving safety video.
Oh.
Which was kind of interesting. And I'm trying to watch them as they do stuff because Stacy's doing all the thing. And I don't want him to sit with me to do it. I just want to use his stuff. So I'm watching him trying to figure out, like, I've never worked with Mac editing system before. And he's got these beta like, it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
So I'm watching, and then finally they finish. Those guys leave, and then he's like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" I go, "I'm just trying to put these pieces together the way I put them together on my equipment, but my equipment sucks. And so I just needed to figure out how to do these wipes and these fades and these titles and get this other footage." He's like, "Okay, well, let me see what you got." And then he finally, like, we put everything on his beta tapes, and then he shows me a couple of things, just basic functions on how to use this equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes in to go, like, get some food or something. It's probably like 11 p.m. by now.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't come back.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. But I'm just in his office. It's separated from his house. So I'm not going to go in his house and, like, "Where are you?"
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, I gotta figure this out. So I just start tinkering with all the controls and figuring out how to do stuff. And I'd start figuring out how to find the time code on the tape and I'm like, it's a crash course in studio editing
By yourself.
by myself. And I finally figured out just enough to get by. Like, I'm not doing the crazy wipes and stuff, but I'm just like, okay, I have the at least a foundation to cut scenes and to get the skating in the right place. And so I start doing it, and I'm like probably 2/3 of the way through it now. This is a couple hours later. It's probably like 2 a.m. now.
Oh.
And then Stacy comes back and he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Like, I've been working with those guys all day. And I was like, it's all right. I think I'm getting this, you know? So I finally get it 4 a.m. I'm done.
Oh my God.
I drive home to Fallbrook because we're on deadline to ship these VHS tapes.
Oh, fuck.
For whatever reason, like I think it's that important that we need to get this Birdhouse video out there on this one day, because we said we're going to release it that day, and people used to send. So the way we used to distribute Birdhouse videos is people would send us $5 in the mail. This is true, because we put it out there. We're like, Birdhouse video coming soon. Send us $5, and we'll send you a video. So we would just get cash in the mail. It's totally illegal. Like,
I was wondering.
You're not. I mean, whatever. We're just.
So you're selling the tape for $5?
Yeah, because we didn't want to make money off of it. We just wanted to promote Birdhouse.
Okay.
Which I learned from Stacy too. He never was trying to make money off of the Bones Brigade videos. He was just trying to promote,
right?
Bones Brigade
Fucking
and
good idea.
Paul Peralta. So I get home at 6 a.m. Back home. The duplication center opens at 9. So I go to sleep for 2 hours, and then I drive back down to El Cajon and give him the tape. I'm like, and now I have a beta tape.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, so we're redoing all these. So all the tapes that he's already made, he puts them all back in the machine because he's going to record over those tapes.
Yeah.
Which is because I don't want to buy new cassettes.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, why is he doing the cheap? Okay, you don't want to buy them, so he's like, no problem, I'll record over
I'll just record over him.
Does that fuck with the quality recording?
It can, but it was a million times better than what I had given him the day before.
Okay.
And then I go back to Fallbrook, and he calls me. He's like, oh yeah, looks good. We're good. Like, yes, like it was such a weird solo mission experience that felt like the most important thing.
I mean, it's your skateboard company.
If
it doesn't work, it's over right there and then.
Yeah.
But just to know how many unglamorous stories you have about Birdhouse, it really is
oh my God.
amazing that it exists. Like that there was, I don't think anybody, I mean, just being I was around, I saw you, you know what I mean? Just like my opinion of what you would do in a day wasn't that. If you had a show, I'm like, this dude's up until 4 a.m. editing his own tape. No one's in editing it for him. He's doing it.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the thing is, I mean, I was hoping to get Stacy's help, but I also had to respect that I was at his house and he was exhausted and I'm in a time crunch. Like, he said, well, if you want to come next week or something, I was like, I have to do this today.
Right.
So, it's funny you said that because I'll never forget. We started Birdhouse on a wing and a prayer and pretty much all of our money that we had saved, like Per and I. And we were going to do our first trade show. We paid for a trade show booth. And this is when I was in Fallbrook. This is no joke. I walk out in the backyard in the morning to grab something, and there is a dead hawk by the pool. Like literally a giant hawk is dead on our lawn.
Did you take that as some sort
I was just like, is this some sign from above? Like, is this it? Is this the end? I put everything into this one company, and now it's...
The gods are like, this is what's going to happen to Birdhouse.
FYI.
Yeah, you're dead.
I tried to ignore it, but it was right. I was trying to. I was like, I've never seen a hawk up close.
That was going to be my question. Are there hawks always flying around?
But they're not really,
right?
There weren't. And so what I figured out was that we had a power line that went right over our house, and he flew into the power line.
Yeah,
and then
landed in your backyard.
Landed in my backyard, wings out, face down, like. Dude.
Like it's just showing you like the worst. Like this is
Nah,
you,
mate.
You obviously said,
was,
nah,
"Nah,
mate. You're dead. I'm not."
The cool thing about that was that, especially with the first trade show, everyone was so on board, especially Jeremy. Jeremy was like, he was the best. He was just down. He was down to do the work, promote however we could. He got a bunch of generic candy and made Birdhouse labels for the candy. So they were like imitation Lifesavers, imitation Skittles and stuff. And then he made packaging and then he handed them out at the trade show. And people remember it.
Yeah.
Like, I had some Birdhouse candy.
That's a guy you want on your team.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Who also has, at that time, one of the most popular skateboarders alive, who's like,
left World Industries for
Right.
our rinky dink startup.
it's funny. I get how you call it rinky dink with all the work that you've put in and like weird demos where no one's there and all this shit. Like the stories you have, I saw it as he's got Birdhouse, he's set. Like that's how I saw it, like, that's a good idea. I would have done that if I was him too. Man, that's going to make a lot of money. And to know that you're like, 4 a.m, fucking, man, Dead Hawk, like just all this shit where you thought, like even the tape, when you were talking about the tape, that's not Birdhouse, but you trying to get into editing and your tape breaks.
That was Birdhouse days because I was trying to, I had to supplement my income.
It's just so crazy to go from so high, and you live in skateboarding. You don't live in the outside world, so maybe skateboarding wasn't officially to the rest of us yet, but in my world, your world, our world, you were the king. And it's like, nah, you're actually like super uncool. And it's going to be a crazy struggle. Almost not worth it. Sounds like it slapped you in the face several times as, why am I doing this? But you kept going.
Yeah.
And you didn't crack and cry. Like, I feel like being up here this high and then just poof down here. Because I had a little bit of it, like I was, in my mind, a decent skateboarder. And then there was a time where I was trying to sell Ennis in Australia. And they were like, we're not going to get the Jason Ellis t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, fair enough, I guess. You know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, man.
I did. Well, at some point, there were only 3 of us originally doing and poor Pear, he had to do all the finances. So he would call me every few months, just like, I think we need to take our salaries down and we need to. And I was just like, dude, we do. Okay.
He kept calling you with more.
Yeah. Cause the sales just didn't justify. So there were 4 of us. And I would go to the office and actually cold call skate shops.
Do you want to buy Birdhouse?
Yeah. Hey, this is Tony Hawk. Just seeing if you want to buy a Birdhouse tech. Like, yeah. Nah, I don't know. We gotta see what the kids think of that brand. I'm like, well, we've been out for a little while and we're doing the ads and stuff. And
I get their angle, but it's just like, I'm so offended by everybody. It's like, we could, but we couldn't. I'm like, do you fucking know? I mean, you can't say, do you know who I am? That's ridiculous, but fuck. You did so much for skateboarding. It's like, man.
It was never gonna be like that. I mean, but especially in those days, you didn't really have clout. It didn't matter what success you had prior to that.
Yeah, apparently
everything was in flux and everything was transitioning into street and way more underground. And so they're like, dude, these guys from the Bones Brigade are calling me, they're not even on the Bones Brigade anymore. Are you serious right now?
It's so crazy to know that. Because now, even when it gets light in skateboarding, there's so much respect for the people that came before us.
Sure.
But there was a pocket there where there really wasn't.
Yeah.
There was really like a bit of a sustain. Like people were angry,
and it was super cutthroat with all the other companies that were starting up.
Right.
So, I mean, at one point, there's very, very few skate shops. There are even fewer skate parks. There'd be like random wooden indoor parks, and we would just go on tour for, whatever, 5 weeks at a time, trying to hit all these spots and just trying to get the stoke there. And we would be behind another brand that's doing this demos as well. And they would like leave notes on the walls for us talking shit.
I know. I would have punched so many people.
And we're just like, God, like, can't we all get,
Yeah.
We're such a small community.
Yeah. There's barely any of us left.
Yeah, and it was
And you're going to fight.
It was all the world. It was because it really started with all the world,
Rocco,
snarky ads
Jason
and stuff.
Lee,
and all that stuff. And that carried over. And yeah, it was funny, but it was hard to be the brunt of it.
Yeah.
I got it. Like I get what you're doing here. And I
Yeah.
understand that this can all be parody and yeah, we should be making fun of how ridiculous everything is. But do you have to like destroy everyone else in the process?
Yeah. Because I don't think they realized that was destroying people. I think they were just making fun and didn't think it was any harm, any foul. Like I thought at that time, people talking shit on Birdhouse, you ain't putting a chink in Birdhouse's
I got to say
armor.
that is a big reason why I started Birdhouse, because I didn't want to be, and Pal was trying to fight back. That wasn't working. They did some silly ads and stuff, but it was all a little more. It wasn't so direct or obvious, so people weren't really even getting it.
Right. It sounds like them.
Yeah, it was just more artsy, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to be caught in this war.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
want
didn't do anything.
I want to do my own thing, and
Yeah.
that is what I mean. Both Lance and I felt like that very much. So he started the firm, but that was very much a catalyst to start the company, because like I just want to get a good team. We got good products. We've got unique graphics, and we make good videos. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it because we're better at being assholes to everyone else.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
If only everybody else agreed with that line of thought.
I mean, everyone eventually came around,
Yeah.
but I got it. I understood. They made a splash. Like, I don't hate anyone for it. I just didn't want to be caught in it.
Let me ask you this. So all that and all the bad, struggling parts, then it turns over and you become even bigger than you were the first time around. What's your initial thought when you feel that, oh shit, this is like, whoa, we're back and we're back like bigger than ever? Were you like, I wonder how long this one's going to go for? Like,
There was a little bit of that, yeah.
you would have, right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is cool, but how long is it going to last?
I think that after the success of a third or fourth video game, I felt like it's here to stay more than ever.
Okay.
It's not gonna die like it did.
So that means for the first couple of years of like, whoa, everything's getting cool, you were like, yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
Because
for
I've
sure.
been here.
But I had learned, but also I was much wiser, and I was saving my money, and I
Right.
was being smart with it, and I was providing for a family and creating a nest egg. So it was definitely more like, all right, I'm gonna make this time work,
Right.
even if it's short lived,
Right.
because I was careless the first time.
Right. Because you were the first person to do it. Nobody had ever been a pro skateboarder and made a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean,
Did Tony Elva make a bunch of money when he was
he must have. Yeah, dude.
like when you say a bunch of money in the
I don't know.
80s?
I can't. No, because his
70s.
yeah, Alva, like 78.
Right. So when he had Elva Skateboard
Alva
Company,
skateboards. That was it. That was
he? Do you think he was
that was
making
the best. He must have made decent money.
Did he have a cool car or any?
Yeah, I think he did.
Who's
Yeah.
the first pro skateboarder you saw with a toy of sorts where you were like, whoa, this guy's got some money?
I don't.
Would it be
I
him?
I never really experienced that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't, because I was just skating at my home park Oasis, so I didn't really see what was going on. Like I never saw the Dogtown Z Boys live then.
Oh. Really?
I went to Marina and
Yeah.
skated, and maybe a couple of them were there, but I never saw what the lifestyle was.
And you never hung out with them?
No, I was so young.
Right. And they were all about being mean to little kids too.
Yeah.
They were. That was the generation.
Yeah,
like
for
Lance, I listened to Lance on our podcast on the way down here, and I was just, because you forget when, especially when in the moment, and I'm like, Lance Mountain, holy shit. But just him explaining how we all were, and I'm like, oh yeah, it really was like, hey, you fucking piece of shit. Like, what's up with that fucking fronted there?
Yeah.
And he likes you. He's your friend.
Yeah.
Let alone the person that actually hates you. Like, there was not a lot of like, like, fuck yeah, man. Like, keep it up. You got
No.
this. Like, nobody really did
No.
that.
No, there was no encouragement.
Right?
Not at all.
You got this is like
No.
a thing. Like, we do it all day here now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pumping Colin fucking 25 years later. I'm like, do it, pussy. Like, because he knows I'm trying to
Yeah.
encourage him. But there was a time there where it was unspoken.
Yeah. Marina was the most intimidating, because that was the hub of Dogtown Crew,
Okay.
Z Boys, and I do remember, I was a little kid, and actually the shop dude was pretty cool, and I don't remember his name. People know who he was, but he was like, yeah, man, where you from? I'm like, oh, I'm San Diego. He's like, oh, he's like, go skate the dog bowl. Dennis Agnew's out there. He'll show you the lines. And I was like, I know who Dennis Agnew is. I can't show me the lines. Like, I can't do anything Dennis Agnew does. You know what I mean?
That's what you thought when he said that?
Yeah, because I was like, show me the line. Like, I can't even get to the top.
Were you scared of talking to those people back then?
Sure, yeah. Yeah. And I do remember, like, I finally went out and someone else, I was skating the dog bowl because that was sort of the Marina Keyhole. I don't think it was built yet, but it wasn't the place where everyone skated. So the dog bowl had a shallow end and then a crazy hip and then a deep end. And I'm skating there, mostly skating the shallow end because I could do rock and rolls in the shallow end, which is like, woo.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, yo, man, you smoke? I'm like, no. I'm a little kid, right? I'm like, I don't smoke. He's
I
like,
don't think there's ever been a day in your life where someone should ask you that. Like, the answer is no.
I was 10.
That's
I was 10.
That's a humongous no.
But he's like, you smoke? I was like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, smoke weed. I'm like, no.
I'm 10.
Yeah. And he goes, ooh, a straight skater.
Oh, man,
I was like, what is happening here? I don't understand.
Yeah, we've come a long way, Tony.
We have. All right, those are all my stories for today.
Could you Reese is 9. Could you imagine asking Reese if she wants to get high? Like,
but also it was the 70s, so we were, we're the Gen X generation. We're the latchkey kids. We were on our own.
yeah.
Like Reese is here. Her mom is always here.
Yeah,
which is amazing and it's great. But we're just thrown out in the world. Okay,
Yeah.
be home by dark, I guess.
What is that? How come they don't do that anymore?
Well, I think there's a healthy balance of
I'm not
being
saying
more
it was good for us.
No,
I'm just saying.
yeah, but I'm saying I think the more healthy balance of being present and not neglectful,
Yeah.
but also not overdoing it.
I was jealous of those people when the first person I ever saw with a parent at the ramp, I hated them. And
Yeah,
now
well,
when I
that's
look
what the
back-
vibe I got when I would go to contests. My dad was there,
Right,
and definitely that was the vibe. People were just like, "Your dad's here."
right.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because back then it was
Give me a ride. Like I needed,
yeah.
it was cool. But
If your dad was gonna, any of those dudes, if their dad was gonna drive them, they'd be there.
yeah,
Like you take it if it's offered.
yeah.
But I do remember, like Sean White. I'm like, man, what's up with your mom, dude? Like, there's a time and a place, and mom's at the ramp.
Yeah. Well, I guess like that's the thing is there's a fine line of being neglectful or being supportive. But nowadays and also there's the whole helicopter parent vibe too, which gets hard.
Yeah.
But for sure, like I've seen a bunch of stuff lately about Gen X and sort of what everyone went through and their approach to life, and it's very much DIY because you are on your own.
Right.
You're
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. But
I didn't mind it.
I guess I didn't mind it just because I didn't know anything else.
Right.
But anyway, what's the moral of that story? I'd say for kids, especially when you're out when you finally come of age and you're in the workplace, don't look for praise for your work.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we didn't have, and we were just this is your job. Do your job.
Yeah.
You don't need to get pat on the back. You don't need a star for your efforts.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, because you're doing it for you. And if you're not doing it for you.
But also it's what's expected. I think that's what, you know what I mean? Not just skating. I'm talking about like actual workplace. Because there's a lot of people that are at a certain age and they're like, okay, do this. Okay, I did it. And like, yeah, that's
what you do.
What you get paid for. That's what we expect of you.
Yeah.
So that's a tricky thing, especially in the workplace today.
Right. But also I feel like there might be a chance in the workplace today when you do well, you would receive some compliments that you wouldn't have in the 70s and 80s.
Probably.
Because I feel like
it was also because it was more competitive then. So it's like, oh man, that guy's doing something more.
Okay. Because I've noticed in my job in when I was on radio at Sirius, and I'm old school. Yeah. Like you did your job. I'm not giving you a pat on the back. That's what you're fucking supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then over time, I'm realizing that these people felt like they were not appreciated, and I was like, would it really hurt for you to like mention when they do something good that they did?
Okay, so that's the other side of that coin
Right.
that we grew up with, where we don't give that praise because we didn't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I felt like, yes, payback is
Yes,
due.
I
but
agree. Yes.
then when I got older, I was like, you know what? I don't need to pay back anybody. I would just like to be like a positive person here.
Yeah.
Not like, well,
I think
fucking
I've
had it, so you
come
need to
through
get it.
that fire too, in terms of being a manager of sorts, you
Right,
know,
yeah.
or an authority figure, like in a boss.
Right.
To be a boss at work, yes, you got to also acknowledge when people do good work.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
I learned the hard way.
Came full circle. There you go.
There you go. Keep working. Never give up.
Praise and describe.
Don't smoke weed when you're 10.